Immaindelerembo fra le caligini sull'orbinder cole et pirotto conduce il pie. I am the author, and I have an essay to write. So, I and the rest of my class have been assigned to write a freshman essay where we pick one of the texts we've been reading, find a topic, and write about 10 to 15 pages on it. The text I've chosen is called The Oresteia, which is actually a set of 3 plays written by the tragedian Aeschylus. The first play is called Agamemnon, but the story doesn't really start there. Those of you who are familiar with the Iliad, or the basic storyline of the Trojan War, probably recognize Agamemnon. For those of you who don't, King Menelaus was married to Helen. Helen was more or less abducted or under divine influence by the goddess Aphrodite into running away with Paris, or Alexandros, the Prince of Troy. There's a whole story there about a golden apple and why you just don't want to mess with any of the Greek gods. They're awful. They're all completely awful. Menelaus prepares to go to war. He wants to retrieve Helen, salvage his honor, which has been impugned by Paris, and sack Troy because revenge and money and also more honor. So much honor. So his dear big brother, Agamemnon, I'm not sure if Agamemnon's his older brother, anyway, Agamemnon had the biggest fleet and the most men to raise an army, and was instrumental to the war effort, except he had to get there first. Agamemnon, at some point, apparently killed a sacred deer and boasted that he was a better hunter than Artemis. Greek Mythology 101, don't boast that you're better than the gods. They are horribly tetchy about that kind of thing. Artemis decided to becalm the winds, or make them howl, depending on which version you find, and according to the prophet Calchas, Agamemnon was compelled to sacrifice his daughter Iphigenia to Artemis to appease her. I really don't follow what Calchas was thinking, because Artemis is kind of the protector of young women, and according to some versions of the legend, she actually snatched Iphigenia from the altar and took her away as companions. So honestly, I'm just going to blame Calchas on this one. Agamemnon's wife probably didn't know that Artemis may have saved Iphigenia, and frankly, I don't think that would have made much of a difference anyway. Understandably furious that her husband would kill their daughter for any reason, Clytemnestra spends 10 years running the kingdom of Mycenae, while Agamemnon sails away to war, and her anger at him festers. He comes back with Cassandra the Seer after 10 long years of warfare, sacking villages, taking other women as trophies, and bickering with Achilles over them, and tells his wife to make sure that Cassandra would be comfortable at their home. And then he runs into her knife. He runs into her knife 10 times. Clytemnestra kills them both, actually, which is an absolute shame because Cassandra had a miserable time of everything and honestly deserved to be wrapped in a blanket and fed soup and protected until the end of time from men like Agamemnon and Ajax and Apollo. Apollo is such a little shit. So that's the first play, the Agamemnon, and in the second play, Agamemnon and Clytemnestra's son Orestes returns home and promptly kills her. The chorus, cadre of Agamemnon's advisors up till now, they've been giving Clytemnestra the evil eye for taking revenge on Agamemnon. And taking revenge is something the ancient Greeks well, the ancient Greek men are practically encouraged to do. Hell, the wrath of Achilles is pretty much the whole point of the Iliad. It's even literally the first line, "Sing, goddess of the wrath of Achilles." It's directed at Hector, Prince of Troy, for killing his lover Patroclus. Oh god, I should have known better than to bring up Patroclus. I'm not over Patroclus. It wasn't even all Hector either. That one was Apollo's fault too. So, according to the chorus and everyone else, it's super dishonorable for Agamemnon to die an ignominious death at the hands of a woman rather than at war or something. So his honor needs to be avenged and Clytemnestra needs to be exiled or killed. So they're perfectly happy that Orestes has come home and done the deed. But the Furies are not happy with this at all, and they decide that he needs to pay for killing his mother. So the Furies chase down Orestes, and he goes to plead for sanctuary with Athena. As the goddess of justice, she holds a trial. Orestes has Apollo for a defense attorney. Orestes is ruled innocent because, as I've mentioned, the prevailing cultural norms are a little bit biased. Athena is left to appease the Furies, who are still crying out for Orestes' blood, and ostensibly it's all about justice and bringing cycles of violence to an end and the civilizing influence of a trial in court of law instead of a blood-for-blood system of revenge. So I'm somewhere at around 8 pages getting into a lot of fascinating character study. So I've got 10 days to finish up and edit it and have it ship-shape to turn in. Side note, that little opening number is a song that we've been learning in freshman chorus. It's the chorus of the Furies from the opera of Orfeo ed Euridice. Orpheus enters Hades, and so the same Furies of the Oresteia are demanding to know who dares to enter their domain in really aggressive Italian. Se un Dio non